in the planet's most hostile, frozen realm, where survival itself is the ultimate trial. The polar bear reigns as the supreme apex predator. Welcome to Polar Bear, ruler of the frozen wastes. For bears, the search for a mate is always a top priority. When the breeding season begins, confrontations between male bears become inevitable. In the wild, only the stronger individual gains the advantage and earns the attention of the female. The brutal instinct to hunt sometimes spares no one, not even members of the same species. Driven by overwhelming hunger, a male polar bear is forced to find a way to fill his empty stomach. In these harsh conditions, the young become the easiest targets. Despite the desperate protection of the mother, the superior strength of the fully grown male proves overwhelming, a stark reminder that in the wild, survival comes before all else. The will to survive can rise above fear. Polar bears are facing the most difficult period of their lives. As food becomes increasingly scarce, their chances of survival grow ever more fragile. In such circumstances, stealing food from their own kind becomes the only option, a cruel but necessary decision to endure in the frozen world of the Arctic. The polar bear memorizes the seal's position among the broken ice and slowly moves closer. Every movement is carefully calculated, and in the decisive moment, the hunt comes to an end. When the massive bear launches a perfectly timed strike, seizing its prey in the silence of the Arctic. On the ice surface, the seal's small breathing holes appear as fragile signs of life. The polar bear waits patiently. Then, suddenly delivers a powerful lunge. This is the critical moment. Will it secure a meal today, or continue its harsh struggle for survival in the frozen polar world? The walrus possesses an enormous body and long, dangerous tusks. A living fortress of the ice. Yet hunger drives the polar bear to take the risk. The attack unfolds in a tense instant, as a solitary predator confronts an opponent of overwhelming size and strength. Is approaching such a massive prey a wise choice? The polar bear turns its attention toward the walrus, accepting a highly dangerous decision. But faced with the opponent's sheer size and power, bringing it down is almost impossible. A stark reminder of the limits every predator faces in the polar extremes. The unforgiving environment forces predators to constantly search for food. Upon discovering the carcass of a dead walrus, the polar bear gathers all its strength to drag the heavy body ashore. In this frozen wilderness, even a dead animal can be an invaluable source of life, a rare opportunity to endure. On the harsh, frozen landscape, the contrast between polar bears and native dogs is striking. The polar bear is a solitary predator, commanding its environment with immense size and overwhelming strength. In contrast, native dogs are far smaller, surviving through adaptability and the power of the pack. Two different paths leading to the same goal: survival. The beluga, the famed white whale, is an unmistakable phantom of the Arctic. Its body glows a ghostly, milky white. A full-grown adult commands a staggering 10 to 15 feet in length and weighs in at a massive 1,100 to 3,300 pounds. Beneath the frigid ice, beluga whales approach a lone breathing hole. Without hesitation, the polar bear plunges into the glacial water, channeling all its might into the attack. Capturing prey stretching 13 feet and weighing nearly 3,300 pounds is a monumental task, even for this apex predator. Hunting large prey underwater is rarely a strength of the polar bear. Beneath the icy waters, beluga whales move silently, agile and alert. This may be a decisive moment, one in which the polar bear is forced to confront the limits of its own abilities in the harsh, frozen world. Between polar bears and salmon, the relationship is largely opportunistic. As the dominant predator of the sea ice, polar bears rely primarily on seals for survival. When the spawning instinct calls, they begin an epic, upstream journey, battling the current for hundreds, even thousands of miles, to return to the exact place of their birth. This is a perilous pilgrimage, demanding immense endurance and a powerful survival instinct. Their torpedo-shaped bodies and solid muscle are engines built to conquer violent rapids and cascading waterfalls. As a keystone species, their flesh is also a vital food source, rich in omega-3s, protein, and vitamins. Between polar bears and salmon, the relationship is largely opportunistic. As the dominant predator of the sea ice, polar bears rely primarily on seals for survival. Salmon are not a regular part of their diet. However, when the ice retreats and opportunity arises, these massive bears will not hesitate to exploit migrating fish, a rare supplemental meal in the harsh world of the Arctic. Unlike other bears, the polar bear knows no true hibernation. Only a pregnant female will carve a den from the snow, entering a deep slumber to survive the brutal, unforgiving winter. The polar bear's life is forged in brutal ice and snow. The saga begins when a pregnant female carves a sanctuary from the snowpack, a den on solid land, or a stable ice floe. In the heart of the forbidding winter, cubs are born into the tight, silent darkness. They emerge small, blind, and utterly dependent. For the months that follow, their mother remains a willing prisoner of the den, surviving on her own fat reserves to produce the energy-rich milk that is their lifeline. A solitary hunter, the polar bear relentlessly stalks the sea ice, its life a constant quest for prey. Its entire existence is bound to the pulse of the ice, the freeze, and the thaw, for this shifting world dictates its very power to hunt. Seals are marine mammals perfectly adapted to cold and temperate seas, especially in the Arctic and Antarctic. They spend most of their lives in icy waters, where they swim with ease and hunt efficiently. Yet when it is time to rest, give birth, or molt, seals haul out onto ice floes or remote shorelines, a fragile boundary between safety and danger. Amid the thick Arctic ice, the seal must find a way to reach the air in order to survive. Using its strong claws and hardened snout, it tirelessly scrapes at the frozen surface, creating a small breathing hole that connects to the water above. A vital detail in the silent struggle between life and an unforgiving environment. From the depths below, a great white shark moves in quietly. There is no warning, no sign of danger. Then, in a split second, it bursts upward with terrifying speed. A brutal, yet unavoidable moment in the cold, relentless world of the ocean. In the harsh Arctic, every species is a vital link in the fragile natural order. From polar bears controlling prey, to whales, seals, and seabirds transporting energy between the ocean and the ice, every creature contributes to sustaining the flow of life. If this journey left you breathless, unleash your support. Hit like and share this untamed experience. Don't forget to subscribe and join the expedition as we venture deeper into the wild. We appreciate you